What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your Maker 2199 bringing you guys another commentary. This one's a little bit different because I'm gonna be telling you guys why I didn't upload for like a week. I think it was like a week. I was really busy, and I had mentioned this before on a previous video. Now this is this is one of those rare instances, where I'm re-recording this commentary because I was a little bit rusty, and I was listening to the other one before I render out the video like I usually do, and I noticed that it wasn't that great. And after a week of not recording a video, I guess I got a little bit rusty, I guess, or I was a little bit maybe nervous or whatever coming back, and I didn't really know how to structure it to begin with, so I had a lot of errors and all of that on it, and it just, if I can't watch it, like I said, if I can't watch it, I'm not gonna make you guys watch it or anything like that. So I'm re-recording it, hoping that this one is a lot better than the first one, and it's something that I'm able to rewatch, as I'm checking for a little bit of stuff before I render out the video and go forward with it. So my commentaries are a little bit rough, and that's only because I do them live. Usually I don't come in again a second time and all of that. I just have a topic and I try to talk on that topic, and however it comes out, it's live, and I'm trying to work on a lot of things, on a lot of things here that I need to work on and stuff like that. I'm trying to grow as a YouTuber, as a person and all of that, and it's not a natural thing. So yeah, just excuse me, because I'm a little bit under the weather right now. I have a lot of allergies, so if I start sneezing or whatever, and I take a lot of pauses here and there, it's because I'm swallowing, and my throat has been hurting a little bit. I babysit my baby nephew, and he's been sick with strep throat, so I wouldn't be surprised if I actually I'm getting it or something like that, or if it's just allergies. But it's it's a little bit annoying, I know, and hopefully we get over it pretty soon, and it's not gonna affect most of my commentaries, or a lot of them. I'm just able to come in, do them, and that's it. So this is the only video that I have recorded on the Easter event. This is the Easter event, and just in case some of you guys were wondering what this is really the only footage that I recorded, and there's reasons for it. So reason number one, too much camping, and I'm gonna do a little bit of camping right here, and I didn't want to get my head popped. I know these guys are just holding up there, so if I move in an awkward angle, they have angles on us, so if I try to push them too hard, they're gonna just kill me, and I am gonna have to respawn and all of that, boring stuff, wait and try to regain the ground that I had already gained. So I'm not trying to lose ground or anything like that. I'm trying to be a little bit fast or whatever, but my aim's like super off and all of that. During this event, I was having so much trouble with my aim. I had to come back and just freaking start messing with sensitivities and all of that, and messed me up when I went to King of the Hill and all of that, terrible stuff. I was just having too much trouble with this darn sniper trying to get a gameplay, and at the end I just gave up, and I wasn't really recording. But when I did record, this was the best one that I recorded. I had way better games than this one, but I didn't roll on them, so that's just the unfortunate part of it. We're not gonna get that coverage, and this isn't coming when the event was live, so we didn't get the live coverage like I usually do. So it's whatever. It just happened, it wasn't planned or anything like that, and then I had to take this was the last day that I was playing. I had to take like the entire rest of the week off and all of that, because I needed to concentrate on some other things that are more important than video games, or at least for me at that time period. So I decided to do that, just focus on school and all of that, and not school because I'm not going to school. So I'm gonna say what happened, right here shortly. But one thing that I figured out that I had no clue that I could do is I got a freaking not on this gameplay, but I got a freaking what is it called, double headshot or whatever, with the M bar. I had no clue you could do that. That was really awesome. And I wish I would have recorded that game because I went 20 plus. I have no clue. I don't even remember how far I went on 20, but it was 20 plus game and it wasn't that long either. I was just going off on that game. I had a few games like that, not too many, and I didn't record them just because out of pure frustration. So we're not gonna get that coverage on this event and all of that. Hopefully next time I won't be as frustrated and with the way that some of these people are playing and all of that, you know, stuff. And I'll be able to record a little bit a little bit more footage. But some of these games were going like 20 or 20 some minutes, which was ridiculous. And I only had like 5 kills or 7 kills, and I was one of the Kingslayers like for most of the games. But still, it wasn't fun, you know. 20 minutes for like 7 kills, it's ridiculous. You know, I'm not gonna post anything like that. That isn't that fun. You know, this gameplay is a little bit more entertaining. It's a little bit more fun. It has a little bit more action. So that's the reason that I decided to go with it. And also, you know, the other reason is being that it's the only footage that I actually kept that I had recorded. All of the other ones were too long. They were quite crap and all of that. You know, 10 kills on 20 minutes, you know, like, it's ridiculous. So to continue, you know, I a year ago when I was still a student in school, you know, I'm not a student anymore, but I had a little hiccup in getting my diploma. I had mentioned this on a video, on one of my first videos a long time ago, and a few people saw it, not a lot of people saw it, so some people might know, some people might not know. But for school, for the university, they usually have all of these policies, and teachers and students are supposed to follow them. You know, we as students have certain policies that we need to follow, and teachers have certain policies that the universities put in place that they're supposed to follow as well. Keep everything nice and organized, you know, so that nobody's confused, everybody's at the same page, and things go smoothly. So I was taking, you know, a finance class, one of the last finance classes that you take before you graduate. I was taking it, and the teacher, I don't know if he was new, I think he was pretty new that semester to our school. He was from out of town, so he was gonna leave. He had to leave early, and I think now he fixed it for the other 2 semesters that that have passed. And I don't think his classes are having this issue with him anymore. But when I had him, you know, we had this issue with him. And I wasn't the only guy that had him. And it's just because he was super confusing. And he didn't explain things well. So usually when you go to a university, you get a syllabus, and whatever's written there, you know, that's it. You know, you follow it down to the teeth. And you don't deviate from it unless you are told to do so by the professor. The entire semester is written out there. You just do what it's there. But it's written there, right there. I didn't see my teammate actually go down. I did see him right now, but I didn't see him during gameplay. That's why I didn't pick him up. Just in case you guys were wondering, you know, what a dickhead I am. But yeah, I didn't see him, you know, or I would have picked him up. You guys have seen me picked up a lot of people and all of that, and even sacrificed myself to and where I've died, you know, picking up teammates just because I didn't want to leave them down. And if I don't pick them up, it's mostly because I didn't see them or because I was gonna get killed, and I knew that, and I decided to save my ass instead of the other guy. So it depends, you know. Look at how I rolled right there. It was really funny. How I just like I don't know. It was retarded. So to continue. So one of the policies that we have here, and I don't know how many other universities have it, and I went to a pretty good university, you know, not to brag or anything, but I went to a pretty good university, and I was really hoping on getting that diploma, you know, a semester before or a semester ago, and I wasn't able to because of this little hiccup. So what happened is that the teacher was going to leave before time. He wasn't going to give us, you know, it's university policy that the teachers give us the final exam on the week of finals on the time and day that the university schedules. They're not supposed to be able to change it or anything like that unless they actually make arrangements with the dean of that college and they get the go ahead to do so. Then they have to like tell you like a month ahead to make sure that nobody is confused and everybody is up to date with what is happening, so that nobody goes and complains to the dean or whatever, like this person changed this and he didn't give us a heads up, or he told us too late, what have you. So this teacher decided to change the day of the exam, and the last week of classes, that's the week before finals. All we do is we go in at the scheduled time, we take the final, we get like 2 hours 30 to take it, and it's really long, comprehensive, what have you. And you either pass or fail the class there. If you're passing, you can still fail it because finals is really heavy on your grade, or you could, if you're barely failing it, you can pass it. So it depends how you're doing in school. I had an A on that class, so there was absolutely no reason for me to fail. It was pretty darn easy in my opinion. It wasn't that hard. Of course it's going to be a little bit hard, but it wasn't, extremely difficult or anything like that. I shouldn't have, gotten anything below an A, to be completely honest, and all of that. So, to continue, I'm getting my freaking throat, it's really bothering me right now. But to continue, the guy decided to freaking schedule. We have that Friday of the last week, like I was saying, it's called that day. You're not supposed to go to classes. There's supposed to be 0 classes, no exams, no nothing is allowed to be given that freaking day. That day was scheduled, by the university, and it's been policy for every single year that I was there, and I was there for quite a long time because I didn't go to school full time every year, and there was a year or something like that I took as a break because I had to. So it took me a bit of time to be able to get through school, because of some personal reasons and all of that aren't really that important for me to disclose. But so I lost my train of thought because I didn't want to start talking about other stuff that I really don't want to talk about. So what happened is that this guy decided, and it is policy for so many years, it's always been policy. They give you the schedule, the university does all of that so that nobody's confused, everybody knows where to go. During finals, you can find that, posted on the university's webpage, really easy, the schedules, the time, and all of that. It's done before even the semester starts. So everybody should know, based on the syllabus, when to go. Then the university will reinforce it, during the last weeks. That way nobody is confused, everybody's there on time, on class, and everything like that. And you don't miss out. Because if you get an F on one of these classes, you're going to fail it with an F. If you get an F on one of these exams, even if you have an A, the chances of you not getting an F are quite slim. Finals are really, really heavy on your grade. I repeated that a few times because it's important. Don't miss a final. So this guy decided to give us the exam on freaking that day, and I had no clue that it could be possible, but apparently it is. If you get the permission from the right people, anything is possible. Apparently, I had no clue. But what this guy decided to do, and it's hard for me to talk bad about him because he's a pretty down-to-earth guy. He was pretty cool. And he let me take the exam, so long after it passed, so I didn't have to retake the course. And that's what I was doing. I was just studying for this freaking exam like mad. Studying for a final, something that I learned in the entire semester within a week's time period, is quite, frustrating. It's really challenging and all of that. So I hope I did pass, and I will get my diploma pretty soon, I hope. And I keep on saying I hope because the final was pretty straightforward on some of them, and it was a little bit harder on other ones, but I hope I passed. I had such a good grade on that class that I really do hope I pass, and I hope I get my diploma, and I hope I don't have to retake this freaking course that I should have gotten an A on just because I missed that final when all of this was fresh on my head. And this is a year ago. This happened a year ago, basically. So he changed the final to that day, and the day before that day that I had that class, our last day of class, he freaking showed us the university schedule and all of that. So if you change the exam to that day or to another day, I have no clue why you would even show us that during class. I don't know if he was doing it to confuse us on purpose or what, but he showed us the freaking university schedule and all of that. So I'm like, okay, and I wrote it down on one of my notebooks, and I was really confused. And I asked him people, and a lot of people from that class were confused because, like, on the syllabus it says this, and I know you're supposed to follow it, but he just showed us the university, the schedule that they gave out, and the exam should be on this other day. What day do I show up? So somebody went and asked him, and he was a pretty dick about it that day. So he did it. He was just like, read it from the syllabus, and I just showed it to you guys and all of that. So he didn't tell us the exact day. He didn't tell us come this day, and that's what we wanted to hear from him. So it was basically a gamble. You either win one day or the other. And I asked a lot of people, and they told me, no, it's this day. Some other people said the other day. So I wasn't the only moron that missed it, I guess. But it was a lot of confusion coming in from this guy. So I missed the freaking exam. I decided to gamble. I didn't go the day, one day when it's the day of the exam. I decided to show up the other day. University policy. It's always been like that. So it was like common sense to me. Like, I'll go this day. University policies, all of that, good stuff. He shouldn't be giving an exam on that day, and all of that. But apparently he got permission. He was able to do it. That's what he told me when I went there and all of that. And if you wanted to discuss this, you have to go to the dean and all of that. And it's a big headache, so I decided not to. I took his word. I explained the confusion. He let me take the exam. I took it, so hopefully I passed. Hopefully I get the diploma and all of that. But it was just super confusing. And I had an I on the class. He didn't fail me. He gave me an I, which is incomplete, that I can go and fix it with them. I'm glad that I was able to fix it. Hopefully I did pass and all of that. And if you guys run into something like that, now you guys know what to do, because I didn't know what to do. Nothing like that had happened to me before, and it was the first time, and it was really stupid. So yeah, hopefully you guys like and all of that. Comment and all of that if you want, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.